Big yellowtail. Go, right there. Get the net. Gancho. Yes.
Not bad for the dead of winter on board the Game Fisher out of Ensenada, Baja, California, Norte in Mexico. They've got some great fishing. More and more yellowtail seen up and down the northern Baja coast. A variety of species, including great-eating rockfish and mackerel and some big bonita and calico bass. Really nice fishing for the winter down in Ensenada. We'll keep you informed. To cross back into the United States from Tijuana at the Mexican-American border, we came across this gentleman doing the fire-breathing routine. On the one hand, you are drawn to it. But on the other hand, you do wonder to yourself how difficult it must be to have to resort to this to feed yourself. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, sandwiched here in Southern California between Seal Beach and Huntington Beach, and it is beautiful. We got a little rain overnight. I mean, just a little trickle of rain, and absolutely right now, it is not very cold. Doesn't feel cold to me at all. If I had to guess, I'd say 55 degrees, something like that. It's really quite lovely. And there is so much going on. I mean, tonight we have a live show, the Danny Cadoto Show. You're not going to want to miss that. Of course, Sunday, we're in Sherman Oaks. You won't want to miss that little get-together. It's going to be a lot of fun at La Fogata from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. We're going to be watching football, talking fishing, and having all kinds of great fun at La Fogata this Sunday. The Bart Hall Show is right on the horizon, January 25th through the 28th. I will be there every single day. Can't wait to see you at the Bart Hall Show. It's going to be a great one this year. And of course, we've got a lot of fishing to talk about with you all. We'll cover Baja, California. We're going to look into the long range situation. We'll talk about some really outstanding halibut opportunities in SoCal right now. And the surf fishing bite. We're right down the corner from your surf fishing headquarters in SoCal. Big Fish Bait and Tackle. The surf fishing bite has been excellent, especially if you like slab barred perch. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing this lovely Thursday morning. Good morning, my friends. Oh, can I do that one more time? Would you indulge me, please? So good. So great to be with you all. Hey, we are knocking on the door, all thanks to you, for 12,000 subscribers. Knocking on the door. We're going to celebrate that on Sunday at La Fogata. And when I say celebrate it, I mean I get to thank you for all of your great support, the millions of views that you have given Friedman Adventures, and I really can't express my gratitude enough. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Maybe you'll be the 12,000 subscriber. And also, if you share these videos with a friend, we deeply appreciate that. Tick the bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. You can also follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. We are there every single day for each and every one of you. I want to thank everybody who's been helping us in our efforts south of the border, because Diego Nuno, yours truly, Greg Bates, went down there, and man, we were really blessed to hand out a lot of clothing and so much more. And we're going to continue that. In fact, I might pull one more of those off here before the Bart Hall Show. Trying to work with Diego on that. Diego said, "Mi casa, su casa." Come on down, let's do it again. That was way too much fun. So thank you all for everything you do on that. Before we go any further, Sam De La Torre, good friend of mine, and of course, Tackle Shop Confessions, live from Island Fishing Tackle, is such a popular show here on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. And I want to stop for just a moment and start the show with his two kids, Diego and Luna, because they achieved academic excellence at their school. Diego, Luna, thank you for all the hard work you put out to make that happen, make your parents proud, and make the Friedman Adventures family proud. Leave a comment down below for Diego and Luna and let them know how proud you are for their achievements. Way to go, kids. Love it. Keep up the great work. All right, let's get into it with you all. And let's go down to Baja, California. Sean Morgan has reappeared. He is back on scene again. Sean, of course, runs a beautiful yacht called the Wild and Sack out of San Jose del Cabo, which is real close to Cabo San Lucas. He's been reporting some pretty good striped marlin fishing. There's still some good Dorado fishing around, occasional really good bite on the yellowfin tuna, and also an occasional wahoo. Some days you get them, some days you don't. There's some inconsistencies right now, let's put it that way, to the bite, and there is a little bit of breezy weather from time to time also, and that breezy weather will manifest even more in the springtime. We see it all throughout that region. We get that springtime wind, but not bad, I'll tell you that right now. We'll continue to watch that for you very, very closely. Nathan Burbe, he is down in Mulahe, and he had a group of anglers who wanted to go yellowtail fishing, and so they said to Nathan, hey Nathan, how about we get out there at daybreak, we make some bait, and then we go get the yellows. And Nathan said, yeah, we could do that, or we could just go with the iron and start hammering yellows right at daybreak. And that's what they did. Great fishing for Nathan down there in Mula. Hey, that looks like so much fun. I can't wait to get down there and fish with him someday really, really soon. Also, as we bring up the Baja Peninsula, there's been some pretty darn good yellowtail fishing out of San Quintin, which is 140 miles down below the border. So only 140 miles. I love that drive, by the way, down to San Quintin. And that yellow bite's been good. There's been rockfish, and there's also been an occasional halibut down there. Up there in the Ensenada area, you saw the lead in. The game fisher had a nice yellowtail. You saw some really nice rockfish, blackfin sport fishing, Arnie down there. Our friends at Juanito Sport Fishing, I'm talking about Bernice and all her fine boats. I'm telling you, some really good wintertime calico bass fishing. There's been some barracuda around town, some big fat mackerel if you're into that, and copious amounts of colorful and grade 18 rockfish down there in Ensenada. I should be down there again here shortly to check it out. I got to get out and do some fishing, and especially want to go down there and fish the barred perch, because I'm telling you, it is flat off the hook. And we've got some good barred perch fishing going on here in SoCal also. So some pretty good stuff down there south of the border. Let's get you to the Royal Polaris and the long range scene. The Royal Polaris is unloading right now at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego after a really great trip where they had great yellowfin tuna fishing, lots of wahoo. Yesterday, however, they were coming up the coast, and Captain Roy Rose says, why not fish the lings? Let's put some lings on board this trip right before we get back to San Diego. And lings they did. Really great lingcod fishing to top off a magnificent trip. Really wonderful fishing going on the long range scene. Most of these boats right now are on 16-day trips where they go way, several hundred miles down the Baja Peninsula, and they have been finding some really nice yellowfin tuna fishing. I want to say most of the YFT here recently has been in that 70 to 90 pound class, but we've had fish in the 120 to 200 pound class also. The Independents had some really good fishing. In fact, the Independents out of Point Loma Sport Fishing yesterday had a really nice evening bite on the yellowfin tuna. Really, really good. They've had a couple of days of slower fishing when conditions change down there, but it seems like we're getting back to it. The wahoo fishing slow yesterday, but every day is different. And, you know, we don't want to lose the forest for the trees. We focus in on one day and talk about that. But overall, they've had a great trip on the Independence with good yellowfin tuna fishing, with quite a bit of wahoo and a lot of other species mixed in with it. So nothing wrong with that. 5-day trip on board the Independence with Friedman Adventures sails April the 4th through the 9th. The Independence guys will be at the Bart Hall Show at the Long Beach Convention Center, January 25th through the 28th. You can sign up for our trip or another trip on board the Indy. Man, she is big. She is beautiful. The food is great. The crew's fantastic. Fishing adventures for a lifetime. And that 5-day trip is going to be a great one. I can't wait to see you on board there. So long range is going pretty darn well right now. Somebody asked me, hey, what's up with the local bluefin? And when we talk local bluefin, I'm talking Tanner Bank, Cortez Bank. They're about 100 miles off the Southern California coast. And, you know, there's other banks, the 43 fathom spot, because it comes up to 43 fathoms, 6 feet to a fathom. Nobody's looking right now because it is kind of wintertime. It is wintertime. but I have no doubt that that's going to turn on. You know, the Mexican commercial fleet has reached their quota. They are done commercial fishing for the entire 2024. It happens that fast, which is an indicator that it is really crazy stuff. So really, really good stuff going on in terms of our bluefin future. I think we'll be all over that. By the way, Captain Tom Holland reporting that in the South Pacific, normally there are 20 commercial albacore boats. This year, there are 3 commercial albacore boats. And Tom said, you know, they've been catching okay albacore, but nothing wide open in the South Pacific. But he said, man, they decided to fan out and take a look around, and there are boats pushing 1,000 albacore. 1,000 albacore in a single day. Tom says, I've caught 1,000 albacore over the course of several days, but never 1,000 in one day. They are on them. They are biting. What does it say about our albacore future here in Southern California? Why don't you ask somebody that actually can get a prediction right? In case you're not aware, I've blown it 3 years in a row. I'll be coming up with a way too early albacore forecast here in the next week or so. But it's good to hear that they're on them there in the South Pacific. More about our Southern California bite. First of all, a lot of guys are fishing that halibut. What a spectacular day the other day on the Aloha Spirit out of Cisco Sportfishing in Oxnard. They were going to fish halibut on Sundays. They got such a great signal on that trip. 18 guys, 34 halibut. Check out the cover of the morning briefing. That is an outstanding catch on the halibut for one angler. And I'm telling you right now, this thing just seems to be headed in the right direction. 18 guys, 34 halibut. They're going to be at it now on the Aloha Spirit Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday through Sunday. John Moore was on that trip, and he said it was light line that worked the best. Light line seemed to really get most of the bites. 15 pound really worked well. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that for you very closely. Native Sun yesterday ran their first halibut trip of the year, and they ended up with 2 halibut, 1 20-pounder. They also had some sculpin and bass to go along with it. They're doing a Wednesday through Sunday thing out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro also, and so are several other boats. Dana Wharf has a similar kind of thing going on. San Diego's running some of those trips. The halibut thing is a reality again this year, principally because of the 2023 season. And I guess what, let me explain a little bit more. That year, 23, last year, was one of the best years I've ever seen for halibut fishing, and it just seems to be kicking into gear again here today. And man, the springtime is right on the horizon right now. It's not that far off. I'm telling you, it's going to get absolutely phenomenal again this year. I mean, it has all the earmarkings of another great halibut year. But right here in the wintertime, you can also take advantage of it, as that's been going on pretty darn well. Monte Carlo, 22nd Street Landing. He's been out catching some local wintertime bass, as has the boats out of Redondo, Marina Del Rey, San Diego, Dana Wharf. I mean, pretty much everywhere you look, a lot of guys are focused on this structure wintertime bass fishing. Structure meaning the fish are hunkered down on rocks, or they're in a shipwreck, or some other kind of structure down below. That means they come out of their little crevice, bite your squid, and run back in there. So you've got to get some line on them really, really fast. You get a bite, just turn the handle. And I point my rod right at them and turn, get them away from that structure. You're still going to lose a lot of fish, but that is a great way to do it. Michael Limon and his grandpa, Dan Lightfoot, are a couple of regulars on the show and dear friends of mine now. And they were saying that they got most of their bites on 20 pound. Now, you're playing a real dangerous game there when you drop down to 20 because it's easier to get sawed off. But you got to get a bite to catch a fish, and they said that was the way to make it happen. Sometimes a lead head with live squid, or mostly fresh dead now. Squid is a little bit more difficult to come by at this point in time. It ebbs and it flows. It'll be back again. But right now, you're fishing fresh dead, which works just as well. And once again, you want to make sure that you have some 40-pound fluorocarbon in addition to that 20-pound, just in case you are going to need it. So there is some good opportunities for that wintertime bass. You can catch some sculpin to go along with it. Twilight fishing out of Marina Del Rey has also been very, very good at times. We've seen some really good fishing with regard to that. We are also watching the surf and surrounding areas. And man, I'll tell you, from the border all the way up. Hey, good morning. from the border all the way up to the Channel Islands. We're seeing some really good barred perch fishing this year. Nice big fat ones too. In fact, from below the border, because I saw these guys in Baja. I got this video. I posted it not that long ago, and they were catching those giant perch. You remember that on the morning briefing? I had that up. And so just to make a long story longer, we went down to Mexico to hand out clothing and stuff to the poor, and Diego Nuno, deckhand of the Royal Star, came over to the San Nicolas Hotel to enjoy the buffet there, and before we were going to go out. And he said, hey, I brought a friend along. And I look at the guy and I go, I know, where do I know you from? He was one of the guys that caught all that bar perch, and he wants to take us now and show us the honey hole. So I can't wait, man. Those things are big. They're fun to catch. They're great eating. Mojada frita, man, there's nothing better than a nice big whole fried barred perch. They are really, really good. Danny Jones. Danny, congratulations. Nice hit on the big slabs. That is a nice catch, no question about it. And Marty Cruise Camp. Marty had a needlefish. I'm not sure where Marty was fishing, but pretty interesting stuff. A striper, a needlefish. Really, really good stuff there also. Chris Hurtado. He had some great barred perch. Randy Morales. Some great barred perch. Nara Vor with a nice halibut. I mean, the surf fishing bite right now is absolutely outstanding. Aaron Rushing's buddy, Mason. He had a barred perch and a nice guitar fish. Man, I've got to highlight these anglers because they're doing such a great job. And Marty Talcove, he had a halibut in the surf. Richard Cayo back at it again with some barred perch on the evening bite yesterday. John Bretska fishing in a kayak, had that beautiful sand bass. I don't know how you can beat it. And Justin Crew Car with a nice cabezon fishing from the rocky areas here in Southern California. You know, surf fishing is such an affordable way to enjoy the great outdoors, catch some fish, and have some really good fun. And if you're going to go surf fishing, make sure you visit Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. You're not going to regret it. They have all the bait you'll need to be successful in the Southern California and Baja surf for that matter. And they've got all the gear from trout to surf fishing to big game tuna, marlin, and everything in between. Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Make sure you go by there and say hi to the guys and gals. Elizabeth is over there also for me. And they open extra early in the morning. I think 6 a.m. They are open, so you can grab your bait and get over here and start fishing and catching some of these great surf fish. There's also some yellowfin croaker. There's been some spotfin croaker also. Spotfin mostly are taken on bait. Every once in a while, you'll get them on an artificial, but most of the time, you're going to want to be fishing with bait to catch those spotfin. And man, it's been really lively in the surf lately. I can't say enough about it. In fact, we are working on some more surf fishing tutorials for you as we speak, and we'll continue to do just that. All right, my friends, I don't know what to tell you. Diego and Luna, man, I'm so proud of you for your academic excellence. That was so fantastic. You know, down there in Ensenada, the game fisher with that yellowtail, perhaps a sign of that forky bite getting ready to go at Todos Santos Island, which is right off Ensenada. We'll keep our eyes on the Baja bite for you. The long range scene is trucking along beautifully. Friedman Adventures charters for this year are going to be finalized in the next couple of days, and we would love you to be a part of that. I'll be at, of course, Sherman Oaks at La Fogata on Sunday from 1 to 3 watching football. Who knows? Maybe it'll go longer. We'll watch football. We'll have a great time together. Delicious Mexican cuisine. Great company. I don't know how you can beat it this Sunday, 1 to 3. Come on by, say hi. Please allow me to shake your hand and thank you for all the views and for almost 12,000 subscribers. We're going to hit that probably today. It would be really nice, and I'll tell you, I owe that all to you. All right, my friends, have a great day. Bart Hall Show coming up soon. See you there also. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful Thursday. We'll be back again tonight with a live show starting at 5 p.m. The Danny Cadota Show, one you're not going to want to miss. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon.